So in this flow chart, what is the output of this flow chart? Achira? Amasha? Prabodhi? What is the output of this flow chart? Yes, Pramodip. So this flowchart prints numbers from 1 to 10. How do you know? Now, if you start, then there's a variable called number. It starts with 1. Now, in the condition, you check whether the number is less than or equal to 10. Yes, true. Then you print the number. So number is 1, you print 1. Then you get the number, add 1 to it, and again assigns to number. So number becomes 2. So here you will see, now number is 2. 2, you are going to check whether it's less than 10. Yes. So this will print numbers from 1 to 10. After printing 10, number becomes 11. When you check 11, it becomes false, come out of from the loop. Okay. Now let's say I want to print, right? Let's say I want to print odd numbers from 1 to 10. So how can I change this flow chart to reflect that? Let's say I want to print only odd numbers from 1 to 10. Right now it print 1 to 10. Which place I should change? Yes. Where should I change? දැන් මේකේ පොතේ එකේ ඉඳන් 10 වෙනකම් print වෙනවා. ඒක පැහැදිලිනේ මං හිතනවා ඒක පැහැදිලි ඇති කියලා. Now where should I change to get only odd numbers? Okay, good. I got correct answers from Janani and Pramodi. Yes, here we have number equal number plus 1. This is a place where the increment comes in. You have to make it to 2, right? Instead of number equals number plus 1. If you put number equals number plus 2, then you will get odd numbers, isn't it? Because you start with 1. Okay. Okay, another question. Now let's say I want to print even numbers from 1 to 100. What are the places I should change? I will repeat. I want to change this flow chart to print even numbers from 1 to 100. So when you have a loop, there are three places you have to look at it. First one, the initialization. That means this place. You have to check whether this is correct. Then you have to check increment or decrement. Then you have to check the condition. Three places: starting point, increment or decrement, then the condition. Yes, Samasha. Now, can you tell me what is the starting value? What should be the starting value if it is even number? Achira? What should be the starting value? Starting number for even numbers. We know that even number starts with 2, isn't it? So this should be make it to 2. So that's the first change. Okay, Achira, can you tell me how much I should add to get the next even number? Yes, we have to add 2 again. Pramodi, can you tell me if I want to print up to 100, the condition, how should I change? Yes, Pramodi. Let's say I want to print even numbers up to 100. Okay, so this place needs to be 100, isn't it? Good. Another question. Let's say I want to print from 10 to 1. 10, 9, let's say I want to go up to 1. Janani, what should be the starting value? Yes, starting value should be 10. Amasha, what should be the value here? Yes, not 10. We start with 10, which means, are you going to add 1? No, right? What should I do? Amasha? Now right now 10 තියෙන පුතේ. ඒකට 10ට එකක් එකතු කරොත් 11 වෙනවා. නෑ මට ඕනේ 9. එහෙනම් මම මොකද කරන්න ඕන? Masha? Yes. This should be number equals number minus 1. Why minus 1? We need to print 10, then 9, isn't it? The condition. Achira, what should be the condition? Now, if you start like this, the number is 10, right? Let's assume that this is correct. You print 10. Number minus 1, 9. You print 9. It goes on like this. What should be the conditions to stop by 1? This is what we have done last time, right? Last one. Pramudi? Yes. We have to check whether the number is greater than or equal to 1. Right? So now let's check 10. 10, is it greater than or equal to 1? Yes, you print 10. Then you subtract 1, the number becomes 9. 9, is it greater than or equal to 1? Yes. Then you subtract 1, number becomes 8. 8, is it greater than or equal to 1? Yes. It will print 8. It goes on like this. Let me say the number is 3 now. 3, is it greater than or equal to 1? Yes. You print 3. I'm skipping these other values. Then 3 minus 1, it becomes 2. 2, is it greater than or equal to 1? Yes, it will print 2. 2 minus 1, it becomes 1. 1, is it greater than or equal to 1? Yes. You print 1. 1 minus 1, 0. 0, is it greater than or equal to 1? No. Then you will come out. Okay. So this is exactly what we have actually discussed last time as the last problem. Okay. Now today I'm going to add one more thing, right? I want you to try a flow chart to print total of numbers from 1 to 10. You know how to print the number. Now this time I'm going to change it. I want you to draw a flow chart to print the total of numbers from 1 to 10. Can you try? Okay, first of all, what is the input? Yes, what is the input? Yes. There's no really a input, but you need numbers from 1 to 10, isn't it? Yes. What is the output? Yes. Total of numbers from 1 to 10, isn't it? What is the process? You have to add 1 plus 2 plus. You have to do this up to 10, isn't it? So you have to do this. Yes, agreed. Now you know that you have to repeat this 10 times, isn't it? Because what we are going to do, we take a number at a time and then we calculate the total iteratively. Okay, I will repeat again. Now the input is a numbers. Numbers should come from 1 to 10. We already know how to get numbers from 1 to 10 using a loop, isn't it? How do you get numbers from 1 to 10? Yes, we can say start. Can somebody else tell me? Yes, what is the next step? Print in numbers from 1 to 10. Achira, what is the next one? Amasha, print in numbers from 1 to 10. What will be the next statement? Yes, we have to get number is 1. So let me shorten this up. Let me say n is 1. Yes, we'll take a variable and we'll say it's 1. Janani, what is the next one? I'm taking number as n. You can use any variable name here, no problem. Yes. Yes, exactly. We have to have the condition. We can ask is n is less than or equal to 10. This is the condition. After the condition, Pramudi? Yes, Pramudi, what is the next one? Yes, we have to say print n. After printing n, Achira, what should I do? Amasha? You say n is equal to 1. You check whether n is less than or equal to 10. You print n. Now you print 1. After that, we want to make it to 2, isn't it? So what should I type, Amasha? Yes, exactly. We have to say increase n by 1. So this is how we need to write. N equals n plus 1. Good. Last step. Yes, we can say n. This is what we will have, isn't it? So let me draw the other symbol. So the start. So we will have, okay, I'm using mouse. So that's why it's really bad. This is rectangle shape, the second step. Then we have the condition. You are checking whether n is 10. If that is the case, you are going to print n. When we say yes, you are going to print n. And then you are going to increase n by 1. Yes. And then you'll go up like this. If it is no, then you'll come out. Yes, you come out. If this is no. Right. Now this is just to get in numbers from 1 to 10, isn't it? So this will print numbers 1 to 10. So we know how to get numbers from 1 to 10, isn't it? We know how to get it. Now instead of printing the numbers, what do we have to do here? Instead of printing numbers, what do we have to do? You have to calculate the total. So which means we need another variable. Let's say total. Let's create another variable total. We need, let's say, a variable total. How do you type or how do you do add one at a time, right? So you have to update by adding total one time. So what you have to type is something like this, isn't it? Total equals total plus, yes, 1 in the beginning. Then total equals total plus 2, isn't it? So what is the generalized term? You can say total equals total, yes, plus what? What is the general term? Initially, you are going to add 1. Next, you are going to add 2. You are going to add 3. Yes. Okay. We are going to add n here. So instead of saying print n, what we could do is, instead of print n, I can type, yes, total equals total plus n. Now see what will happen. When we n sum n equals 1, we are checking whether n less than 10 years. You say total plus 1. Whatever the existing total value, you are going to add 1. Then you increase n by 1. Now n becomes 2. 2, is it less than 10? Yes. Now in the total you add 2. This will go on up to 10, isn't it? Now there's a small problem in the beginning. So when you start, what should be the value of the total? Can anyone of you tell me? When we start, in the beginning, total, what is the value of total? Initially, when we start, now the first statement we are going to do whatever the initially we are going to execute this one, isn't it? This one we are going to execute. Whatever the total, you are going to add 1. So what should be the initial value of the total? That's the question. Janani? Yes, Pramudi. It should be 0, isn't it? This should be 0. Why 0? The first time when it runs, the total is 0 plus 1, then the total becomes 1. Next time total is 1, right? Then 1 plus 2, then it becomes 3. Next time 3 plus 3, it becomes 6. Then 6 plus 4, it becomes 10. Likewise. Okay. I think now we got some idea. So let's erase and let's start from the beginning. Right? So let me start. I'm going to say start. Then I'm going to say n equals 0. We discussed this earlier. Then total is also 0. We put this also 0. Then we are going to check n is less than or equal 10. So this is to check, make sure that this will repeat 10 times. Within the loop, we are going to check, we are going to type total equals plus n, and then you increase n by 1. Right. Now let's draw. So this is the starting point. So this is n equals 0, total is 0. Then we are going to check whether the n is 1. If it is yes, then we are going to update the total. Then we are going to update n1, and then we go back to the top. Right. Now let's see. We start, we say n equals 0, total is 0. Now we are going to check n, is it less than or equal to 1? Yes. Sorry, here n should be 1. That's a mistake. I think that's a mistake. We already know that it should be 1. We start with 1, not with 0. So that's a mistake. Sorry. N is 1. So 1, we check whether it's less than 0. Yes. So then total is 0. 0 plus 1. Total become 1. Then 1 plus 1, n becomes 2. Again, you check whether 2 is less than 10. Yes. Then you add 2. Now the current total is 1. N is 2. It becomes 1 plus 2. Got the point? If it is no, what should happen then? Now, if it is no, what should happen? We have to say print total, isn't it? We have to say print total. And then you have to say end. Unfortunately, I don't have space here. It should be end, right? So this should be print total, and then this will be the end. I don't have a space here. So that should be it. So after print total, it should be n. So if this is no. Okay, let's take down the flow chart. So here it should be end. Please write down n at the end. Can you quickly take down? You have about 1.5 minutes to finish this one. When you finish, please let me know. So using this flow chart, we are going to find out how many times the loop repeats, the value of variable in, the value of variable total. Okay. Now, let's say initially means before you go into the loop, right? So that means 0. I will put 0 because I have not entered the loop yet. What is the value of n? Achira, what is the value of n? n වලගේ කියන්න පුතේ? That's 1, isn't it? Initially n is 1. What is the value of total? What is the value of total? Janani? What is the value of total? Yes, the total should be 0. Now we know n is 1, right? You check the condition. We are checking whether n is less than 10. Yes, it's true. So you go inside the loop. Now this becomes 1. Now you are here, the total is 0. N is 1, 0 plus 1. Now the total becomes 1, isn't it? Then you go to the next one. N, the current value of n is 1. 1 plus 1, n becomes 2. So after finishing the first time, right, the values are n is 2, total is 1. Can you tell me the values for the second time? Yes? Yes. Let's move on. Now n is 2, right? 2, you are going to check whether it's less than or equal to 10. Yes. So then it's the second time you are going to do. And then total is 1. 1 plus 2 is, total becomes 3. N is 2 now. 2 plus 1, n becomes 3. This is after finishing, yes, the second loop. Yes, can you try the third one? Third round. Now n is 3. Now n is 3. So you go back. You are going to check. You are going to check whether 3 is less than or equal to 10. Yes, right? So then times becomes 3. Now total, what is the total? Total is 3. N is 3. So 3 plus 3. Now total becomes 6. Now n becomes 4, right? So this is after finishing the third round. Okay, good. I think you can continue. So can you fill the table and WhatsApp me the answer? Take some time. N is 4. Let's look at when n is 4. You are going to check whether 4 is less than 1. Okay, good. I got the answers from Amasha. Good. You got the correct answer. Yes, fourth round. Then we are going to calculate the total. Now the total is 6 plus 4. Total becomes 10. 4 plus 1 is 5. This is 5. Again, you go to top. You check 5. Is it less than 10? Yes. Fifth time. Janani, check the answer again. You are correct up to the last one. But still it should move on because n is 10, right? You go up, check whether 10 is less than or equal to 10. It's equal to 10. So there should be one more time you need to go. Right? Now, fifth time, you add 10 plus 5. This becomes 15. Then n is 6. 6, is it less than 10? Yes. Then 6 time. 15 plus 6 is 21. And n becomes 7. Then you go top, n is 7. 7, is it less than or equal to 10? Yes. Then we are going to repeat for 7th time. 21 plus 7, this is 28. Yes, Pramudi, your answer is correct. 28. And then n plus 1, this becomes 8. Now you again go top, you check whether 8 is less than or equal to 10. Yes, 8th time. Then total plus n, 28 plus 8, it's 36, and n becomes 9. Again you repeat 9, is it less than 10? Yes. So that is 9th time. Total plus n, this becomes 45. and n plus 1, this is 10. Now n is 10. You go back to the top. 10, is it less than or equal to 10? Yes, it's equal. So which means it repeats another time 10 times. And then you add 45 plus 10, this becomes 55, and n becomes 11. So when you leave, you see the total is 55, that's the output. But remember, after repeating the loop, the value of n becomes 11, isn't it? විභාගෙදි මේ වගේ ප්‍රශ්න අහනවා. හරි? මේකේ අවසාන n වල අගය අවසාන අගය කීයද කියලා අහුවාම then we know it should be 11, isn't it? Okay, so remember this. තේරුම් නැති කට්ටිය ඉන්න නම් පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්න. Draw a flow chart to get two numbers and display the smallest number. We have completed the flow chart part. We discuss 3 control structures, that is sequence, selection, and repetition. And there's another way that you can actually generate or create algorithms. This is called pseudocodes. Pseudocode is nothing but you use simple English to write programs. So it is not a particular programming language per se, but it uses simple English terms, right? There are few terms we will use it. Once you get used to it, it will not be that difficult. Now let's start with this one, pseudocode. Let's say we are asked to write pseudocode to add 2 numbers. I hope you remember the flow chart, right? So if I go back to our flow chart, quickly go to the first one we have drawn. It's adding 2 numbers. So by looking at this, we should be able to write it. Now this is what we have right now. So there are some words are there that we need to practice. So the first one is usually in the list they have given, we have begin. So let me use begin to start with. So we will say begin. Then it will be input, first number, and then input second number. Let me choose, likewise, let me put, yes, keywords I will put. Then you are going to perform calculation. Process we will type using calculate. What are you going to calculate? Is total equals first number plus second number. So that's what we have. And finally, we can say this print. So there are many, you can use print as well, but it says display. We can say total, and finally we have in, right? So simply flowchart we represent by just using simple English, that's all, right? So let's go back to where we were, and then we'll start taking down this. So it's not that difficult, but we need to understand what statements to be used, right? So let's start with that one. Let's take down the note up to this one.